Welcome back. So in today's episode, we're going to see how I'm relocating the water pump switch here in my Crosstrek. The reason I want to do that is the water pump switch is located right inside the coach door, but all the water using appliances are towards the rear. So anytime you want to turn on the water pump, you got to walk up to the coach door, turn on the water pump and walk back. Now, granted, it's a small RV, it's not that far of a walk, but just the convenience of it to be right where you need it would be pretty handy, especially at night. You get out of bed, want to use the bathroom. Well, then you don't have to walk up front, turn on the water pump, walk back, do your thing, then walk back to the front and turn it off again. And this way it kind of helps avoid disturbing the dog as well. So, all right, let me walk you through what I've done here to relocate the water pump switch. All right, so as I said, my water pump switch is right up here, right by the door. Not real convenient. The only thing on the outside that uses water is the outdoor shower. And while I do use it occasionally, I don't use it that much. So I don't think it's worth having the switch up here just for that convenience when I can locate it further back in the coach, right by where the water is actually used. So I am going to locate it right here. Now, my switch didn't come in yet, so I'm going to have to do an update to this video because I ordered a lighted switch to match this. So that way it would look real nice here in the little hallway. So let me show you how I ran these wires and what I did to do this. Okay, so down here, now this is a 20XG, and this is where the power converter is located. And so you got this is your power distribution. That's your converter back there. So all I needed was the power distribution. And on mine, this top 10 amp fuse is the water pump. It's the only thing on the circuit. And you can see that there is a red wire here. So that red wire goes up to the switch to feed power to the water pump switch. So the easiest thing to do was just there's only one red wire, so it's pretty easy, where it comes out of the back of the power distribution. Right here it is. So I tapped into that. Then I used the same color wire because I want to try and be consistent. So I ran a red wire. There's already a hole drilled in the wall up here for other wires, so I just used that same hole, fished the wire up through the wall, brought it out right here. So here is my red wire. Now, I needed a wire to go from the switch down to the pump. Down at the pump, I noticed the wire is green. So my logic is that the return wire from the original switch to the pump is green. Therefore, I use green. Now, this isn't the same shade of green, but at least it's green. Now, the lighted switch that I ordered, because I wanted a lighted switch so that I would know if the pump was on at an easy glance. That requires a ground wire for the light in the switch to work. So this is my ground wire. So now I have the 3 wires up here at the switch, all ready to go for when my switch arrives. Now, the green wire is right here, and the green wire runs around down here, and it runs right in here to the pump. So this is the original wire, and if you trace this, it actually winds around here and hooks into a green wire. And so I'm assuming that that green wire goes up to the switch. I wouldn't see where else it would go. It goes into a wire harness, so that's what makes sense to me. So I disconnected this from the pump. I'm just going to let it here. If you want to wrap that in some tape or something, you could. I'm not going to. It does have this protective plastic cover on. I think it'll be okay. And I put a new terminal on the green wire. Make sure you use the same size terminal. Mine looks a little bit different than this one, but the actual terminal itself is the same size so that it will mate up properly. And just pushed it on. So this is the green wire. All right. Okay, so now What I'm going to do here to test this out, we're just going to take the, there we go. The red and the green together, the pump is running, all right? And that's what we wanted. So my switch should be here in a few days, hopefully, and we'll get this all buttoned up and installed. By the way, the ground wire, I'll have to show you where I run the ground wire. Okay, so here in your power distribution panel, there is this ground bar for the 12 volt side. And that's where I ran my ground in to hook up the ground for the switch. So here again, the 10 amp at the very top with the red wire, that is the water pump power. And that's the one I tapped into in the wire behind the power distribution panel to get power up to the switch. So that's how it's all wired up. And there again, just waiting for the switch. Okay, so whenever the switch comes in, I'll post an update, show you what the finished product looks like. But hopefully this will help you get you started if you want to relocate your water pump switch in a Coachman Crosstrek 20XG. Thank you for watching.